This is a educational video for you. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, besides those preppy rich kid concrete queens that you see on your TV racing on Sunday and on your ESPN, we're going to talk about the men today who go to work for the crap and actually, do something and put hard work and blood, sweat, and tears into it. And we're going to show you how much money, as well as the blood, sweat, and tears, goes into this thing that we call dirt track racing. Okay, so we're going to show you some pictures here and label some prices on how much these vehicles cost that these rednecks just drive in circles. And keep in mind, there's no financing needed at all. In fact, there isn't any. There's no financing these prices of these vehicles or these cars or anything like that. So ladies and gentlemen, let's dive on into it. We'll start at your baseline bottom division. The cheapest thing you can get into, pretty much. This is what you would call a factory stock. This factory stock you see here goes faster around dirt tracks than the stupid little trucks did in Ohio when they tried to get on our surface. These things can range anywhere for a competitive race car from $12,000 to $30,000. Okay? That's a factory stock. Let's move up into the more premier divisions now. This is what we like to call in redneck bumland a modified. This modified right here has about 600 horsepower on a 8-inch tire. And they drive them sideways on dirt at 100 miles an hour. This beautiful thing that these bums out here in redneck dirt track land drive range anywhere for a competitive vehicle from $35,000 to $80,000. In fact, some of the greatest racing you can see are in these modified cars. But modifieds are one of the more competitive divisions just because of the extreme horsepower and the small tire. When our tracks in the dirt bum track land gets slick, which basically turns into a ice type of surface, it's real hard to hook up 600 horsepower with an 8-inch tire. And that's why some of the greatest racers in dirt track racing can be found racing these little redneck piece of junk car modifieds that are only $35,000 to $80,000 cash. Now let's jump up into the big boy stuff. This is what we call a late model, and this is what we call a sprint car. Now, let's start at the sprint car because there's a few different divisions. Really, a sprint car is all the same. But in sprint car racing, we have what you call a 305 sprint car, a 360 sprint car, and a 410 sprint car. A competitive 305 sprint car can range anywhere from $15,000 to $30,000. A competitive 360 sprint car can range anywhere from $30,000 to $65,000. And a competitive 410 sprint car can range anywhere from $45,000 to $100,000. And these sprint cars are badass fast. And these cars are so extreme and so dangerous because men are behind the wheel of them that some of the drivers that want to race these cars that were siphoned out to a truck in stock car land can't do it anymore because their sponsors are worried that they're going to get hurt and they don't have balls in their racing anymore. We are the only sport here in dirt track land that requires more than one ball now in the world of sports. And now back to the late model. Of course, different divisions in this one as well, but we'll go up to the prime time outlaw late model, the super late model. And these cars, to be competitive, can be once again anywhere from $45,000 to $100,000. These are also the cars you may have seen when the little boys got out there and played with each other. The ESPN guy did. It looks like Tokyo Drift. Oh, it was so cool as they went out there and fumbled around the tracks, and some of them spun out because they didn't know what the hell to do. They never drove a real man's race car before. And there's guys in those cars that could lap that field that was out there fumbling around, but they don't want to put those guys out there and embarrass them in front of America. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, there's a short rundown of how much money these bum rednecks have out here in these bum dirt tracks that you have no idea exist out there. But that's gonna change. I'm getting me a roster of drivers together, and I've been telling some people what my plan is. I'm gonna start calling out Bush. I'm gonna start calling out all these guys who are the greatest in America, apparently, and we're gonna start having us a little Twitter fight, a little Facebook war. I'm gonna say, I got this guy right here, come kick his ass. And I'm gonna tag all the little media outlets I can until somebody wants to shut him up. And then this bum, somebody like Bloomquist or Shots, which we know of, but the people in the general population are like, who the fuck is that? This Bush and Hamlin, these are professionals. Those guys are gonna get their asses kicked. This is hilarious. That's gonna change.